Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Phil Smelser with Phil Up on Sports. Today, we're going to do part 2 of a series that we started yesterday. Yesterday's video was about student athletes and being a good teammate. Today is focused on parents. Parents' roles in your athletes' lives. We're going to concentrate on what is your role, what can you do to help your athlete, and sort of give you some guidelines on what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So the first thing you need to do is understand. And I also need to point out that we're talking about junior high through high school sports here. We're not going to discuss youth sports, rec sports. Those are different with, that everyone plays and you're paying for things, stuff like that. So we're not going to discuss that. We're going to focus on your coaches are being paid by the school, sports, and junior high through high school. That's all we're going to focus on. So, understanding. Before we even get into what your role is, you have to understand a few things. Like I just said, you're not in rec sports anymore. This is not everyone plays. The coaches are paid to win. They aren't paid for everyone to have equal opportunity on the field, for playing time, or put in situations to succeed. That is not the coach's job. The coach's job is to give the team the best chance to win. They have to put their players in the best position to win. Whether you like how they do it or not, that's your opinion, but your opinion doesn't matter. It just flat out doesn't matter. A good coach is not going to be influenced by you, so don't think that you saying something to a coach is going to influence him. It's not going to influence him in a good way or a bad way. Your opinion just doesn't matter. They're the coach. They make the decisions. So, on that line, most people right now probably know who Joey Bosa is. He's an All-American football player for Ohio State. He will be in the draft this April. What people probably don't know about him is his dad, John Bosa. He was an All-American at Boston College, was drafted in the first round by the Miami Dolphins. So, John would be in a position to tell his son how to play football. He even played the same exact position, defensive end. So, he has the IQ. He probably knows things that most parents wouldn't know about their child's sport. But he doesn't do that. And he was on 11 Warriors, which I will put in the description, a link to this podcast. It's called the 11 Warriors Dubcast. He was asked about that, and he said his son gets his coaching from the coaches, and he stays out of it. That's a huge key. He's in a position where he has the IQ, has the knowledge to give them advice, but he doesn't. He lets the coaches do it, because that's their job, and it's not his job. It's his job to be his parent. So let the coaches coach your kids. Even if you think you have the knowledge, it isn't your job. Let the coaches do it. So, first and foremost, be their parent. They need that. They're at school all day with their teachers and then their coaches. They need to come home and have a parent. You don't ever badmouth other players on the team. If you do that around your child or to your child, they are going to tell someone else that. And eventually, it's going to come back to you that other people know. Don't badmouth the coaches to your kid or around them. Again, it will come back to you that other people know about it. And there's no reason to ever negatively talk about other players or the coaches around your child or around other parents. Just don't do it. It doesn't look good on you. It doesn't look good at all. The coaches are there to coach them the best that they see fit. Don't question that, even if you don't agree with it. Encouragement. You have to encourage your athlete to compete. Not just against the competition, though. Encourage them to compete against themselves, which is encourage them to be the best that they can be. Encourage them to set goals and obtain them. Winning and losing is part of the team sport. But if you can encourage your child to be the best that they are individually, they'll be at their best and they'll be happy with their best, regardless of the wins and losses. They can be happy with how they played, and you will be a part of that by encouraging them and giving them the sense that it's okay, regardless of the win and loss, as long as they do the best they can. So leading into that, don't focus on the wins and losses. Winning and losing is important, but don't put it on a pedestal. Your role is to help your athlete keep a level head when having success and to help pick them up when they aren't. Again, you're encouraging them to be the best they can be. If they're doing that, they are winning. I've seen parents who, after a win, let's just say even a big win, they aren't happy because their child didn't play as much as they think they should. I don't understand that. There's no reason for that. Ultimately, your child is there competing and the coach is there coaching. If the coach puts them in, then he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. You need to be happy for team success, because if you're not, your child will see it and they're going to take that with them to practice, and there's no point in that. You need to be happy with your son or your daughter's team's wins. Don't get caught up in the individual aspect of this. Also, it is their success. You are not out there playing. Doesn't matter how much money you've spent sending them to AAU basketball games or tournaments or club soccer tournaments, or how much work you've put in with them at home working on their skills. The goals they score, the baskets they make, the touchdowns they score, they're not yours. They're theirs. That's the way it needs to stay. Do not live your life through your athlete. Never use the words we or we are. Okay? You are not. They are. Ultimately, if they are competing for you and not for themselves and their team, they are not doing it for the right reasons. Don't be so invested in their lives as far as athletes. You can't be so invested in their success or their failure. Just be their parent. So along the failure line here, you have to teach them how to fail. I've always loved this quote from Charles Barkley. He says, if you are afraid of failure, you don't deserve to be successful. That's an awesome quote. You have to teach them that it's okay to take risks, to leave their comfort zone. The failures are ultimately going to define them, because they have to decide, am I going to get back up and fight and try to get better, or am I just going to lay down and give up? That's where it's your job to encourage them and teach them that failure will happen. It's how you learn from it that will define you. That's a big key to this, is teaching them that failure is okay as long as we respond to it the right way. And you have to be a part of that. Now we're going to talk about your role at a sporting event. Be a fan. Don't belittle other players, coaches, referees at games. This will never, ever, ever lead to positive reactions. So I don't know why you would do it. When you yell at the field of play, do it to encourage. That's the only thing you should ever yell towards the field, the court, whatever. Should be encouraging things. Nothing else. You don't want to be that parent that gets ejected and has to walk that shameful walk out of the arena or field with some security guard. And your son and daughter is going to see that. That does nothing good for your child. Every kid on that team is going to be looking at them. They're going to want to see their reaction. They're going to want to know what happened. Don't be that parent. There is no reason for you to ever be so involved in a game that you feel the need to do something that would get you ejected from a game. It's a complete joke to act that way. When you yell at the coaches from the stands, you look really, really foolish. Every single time. Don't question the coaches. It's their job. All right, so now we're going to talk about your child comes home They don't like their playing time. They're frustrated with things. What is your role as a parent? What do you do? Other than what we've already talked about with encouraging them, trying to help them realize that failure is okay and it's how we respond to it. So don't email your coach. Don't call them. Don't text them. Don't set up a meeting with them. Don't go to practice. Don't approach them. It is not your job to talk to the coach about playing time. It is 100% the athlete's job to do that. And a coach will respect that if an athlete comes to them and wants to know, why am I not playing? What can I do to get more playing time? Maybe there's a different position they can play. There are so many ways that an athlete can go to a coach and ask questions. But you as the parent should never go to a coach and ask them about playing time. Ever. That is not the right way to do it. Don't set up a meeting with the AD. None of that. Your child wants to know, you tell them to go to the coach. You can certainly sit with your child and decide a way that you want to ask the questions and what you want to know from him. But the parent should never go to the coach. There's just no reason for you to do it. So, in closing, just remember, you aren't the person competing. Be a parent, not a teammate. Be involved, but don't be a part of it. You can be involved on the side. You can help with team meals. You can help with coach scheduling, all those little things. You're not a part of the team. Support everyone involved. Players, coaches, managers, other parents, everybody. You also need to love your athlete. Let them know you're always there for them and behind them. They don't need you criticizing them. Let that happen at practice. Encourage them to be the best they can be. Push them towards their goals that they set for themselves, and they'll be successful. So just remember, be the best parent you can be. Don't be a part of the sport. Help them, encourage them, love them, and everything will be just fine. So if you have any comments, you can put them in the comment section. That's what this is for us to create conversation. You can follow me on Twitter. I'll put that in the bio. It's at Philly1622. And we will have another video soon. So again, I'm Philip Smelser with Philip on Sports, and I will see you guys later.